Lewis Hamilton was under maximum pressure in Bahrain, while Fernando Alonso says he's number one. You can now watch full 24-minute episodes of The Inside Line at our new home on unbeaten.com. Seven-time F1 world champion Lewis Hamilton won against all the odds in Bahrain, where he held off Max Verstappen, despite 11-lap-older tires. But it was a milestone result for other reasons. Bahrain was Hamilton's 96th career win, a record 5th in Bahrain, his 75th for Mercedes, and the 300th for a British driver. He also broke the record for most laps led, beating Michael Schumacher. All from one of the Brits' toughest on-track battles. Max was all over me right at the end, but I just about managed to hold him off, Hamilton said. It was one of the hardest races I've had for a while, so I'm really grateful for it. Staying with Bahrain Grand Prix race winner Hamilton, who has revealed that he long ago gave up pre-race superstitions in a chat with legendary NFL quarterback Tom Brady and late-night host James Corden. Hamilton, on the hunt for an 8th title, spoke about a former pre-race dressing ritual that once brought him undone.
And I remember I got in the car, I was in Germany, and I'm about to start the race, and my helmet wasn't done up. So I've missed one of those elements of these steps that I had made crucial to getting the job done. And I remember I crashed, several seconds later. And after that, I was like, this is ridiculous. This is all in my head. I think we probably create those things in our minds.
The 36-year-old recently gifted 7-time Super Bowl winner Brady one of his helmets, but a motorsport crossover may have to wait.
I got the most beautiful gift. And you know what I realized? It doesn't fit. How can I be a driver when the helmets don't fit me?
Haas F1 rookie Mick Schumacher says he was 90% happy with his maiden race, with the 20-year-old finishing the Bahrain Grand Prix in 16th, the last to finish the race, albeit one lap down. Schumacher started 18th on the grid, but lost momentum after he spun at the safety car restart, dropping him to the back, where he treated his race like an extended test to better understand the sport. I did get through things like blue flags, and I caught up to Nicholas Latifi, so I was able to feel how it was to follow a car closely and have DRS, he said. Schumacher will likely remain at the back all year, with Haas not bringing any update parts to the VF21 car. Two-time F1 world champion Fernando Alonso says he is better than all other drivers on the grid, with the Spaniard bullish that he will again get a chance to prove his caliber at the front. Alonso, who retired with brake issues in Bahrain, is ready to deliver, but knows 2021 will be tough, even without considering recent surgery he had for injury sustained in a cycling accident.
Luckily, the doctors quickly identified the problem and the upper jaw fracture, and they immediately say that it was a quick recovery. After 10 or 12 days, I should be completely fit.
Bahrain was a major milestone for the sport, as sole tire supplier Pirelli's 400th Grand Prix at the pinnacle of racing, Formula One. Pirelli has been there from the beginning, with the Alfa Romeo Giuseppe Farina used to take F1's first pole position, win and world championship, shod with the Italian brand Stella Bianca tire. Pirelli has enjoyed 3 stints, including the 50s and 80s, before a return from 2011. It's since amassed 245 poles, 242 wins, 249 fastest laps, and 733 podium places, including Bahrain. And in the modern era, Pirelli has had to be flexible and responsive, with its focus now on 2022's switch to 18-inch rubber.
We started, as I said, with high degradation tires. In 2014, we had the introduction of a hybrid power unit. So we had to modify our product because of the additional torque that is typical of the hybrid power unit. In 2017, we had to change the width of the tire with wider tires. In 2022, we will change the rim size.
Alfa Romeo racing driver Antonio Giovinazzi says he's been transformed by his time in F1, with the Italian young gun focused on scoring maximum points in his third full season with the squad. Giovinazzi finished 12th in Bahrain, his C41 one of the surprises from pre-season testing, but spoke of his own development ahead of the race in an exclusive chat with the Inside Line.
If I see me back during race 1 in 2019, I'm a completely different person, different driver, so this is part of the experience that you get during all the seasons.
Giovinazzi has now had 41 F1 starts, including Bahrain, and heads home for the next Grand Prix at Imola in top shape, care of a strong off-season.
I work really hard on the physically side and also on the mentally side, and feel ready to go. Like I say many times, I want to still improve myself, like I did from season 1 to season 2, and now just do another step forward in all different side.
Williams racer George Russell has further cemented his place in F1, with the Brit becoming a director of the sport's Grand Prix Drivers Association, or GPDA, replacing Romain Grosjean. Russell proved himself in last year's Sakhir Grand Prix when he replaced a COVID-affected Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes, then qualified on the front row and took the lead from teammate Valtteri Bottas into Turn 1, destroying the Finn's reputation, though he had to settle for 9th after a series of botched pit stops and a puncture. Russell, a Mercedes protege, was honored to join the GPDA, given its place to advise on all drivers' interests. I appreciate the support of my fellow drivers in entrusting this role to me and recognize the responsibility it entails, Russell said. Swiss-French racer Romain Grosjean will retain links with his former Haas team on the back of news his R8G esports outfit will manage the squad's F1 esports program. Grosjean, who enjoyed 179 F1 starts with Renault, Lotus and Haas, now races IndyCar with Dale Coyne Racing, but started R8G esports last year after the COVID-19 pandemic exploded.
I like to follow different things alongside Formula One, and always kept an eye on simulated racing or esports. And obviously it's growing, and being home and kind of missing racing, I got back into it after 10 years.
R8G Esports is a collaboration with leading outfit AAA, which operates the virtual racing effort while Grosjean is on track.
They've got a really good setup for esports, and when I got into it some time ago, I mean, it's a very, very different world from when I stopped in 2010, and so many different games, so much more to do. Obviously, we need someone to manage the driver, find the drivers, manage the structure, and so on, and I don't have the time to do all of that.
McLaren team principal Andreas Seidel has highlighted the shift in thinking under F1's new budget cap, with the focus now on efficiency. This year marked the introduction of the sport's first budget cap, with the teams required to work within the $145 million limit, with Seidel explaining the challenge to F1's official podcast, Beyond the Grid.
We need to make sure we run our team as efficient as possible and as effective as possible, in order to make sure that we spend this amount of money that is available within the cap in the right way, with a clear goal of extracting maximum performance out of the team.
Seidel also spoke about McLaren's chance to benefit from the cap with a smaller come-down than F1's top teams.
For them it will be a huge challenge to get down to the cap. It will mean they have to change the way how they work quite a bit. It will be very interesting how that plays out over the next 2-3 years.
McLaren's 2019 pre-COVID budget was reported to be $250 million, while world champion Mercedes allegedly spent $420 million. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.